and he's been a part of it. So that made a lot of guys excited. And a lot of guys were ready to get right back into football.
I mean, no one wants to lose it. It was a coach, but when Coach Grantham leaves, and then like a couple of days later that happened, do you feel like everybody that eased it pretty quick for everyone?
Yeah, man. I think it brought a lot of guys' spirits back up. Because we were sitting without me personally, we were sitting without a position coach. Then a couple of days later we lose a coordinator. And a lot of guys is wondering who we're gonna get the coaches. And I think Coach Rick went and got the perfect guy. To put in our system.
What's your impression of him so far, Coach Pruitt?
He's gonna be a great coach. He's very fundamental oriented, and he expects a lot out of us already, and we haven't even put on pads yet. So I think once we get going into football, I think everything's gonna play out.
How much did, I don't know whether it's you or other guys on this defense kind of need a clean slate, a fresh start?
I think a lot of guys, probably needed, a fresh slate, to get a fresh start, to try and get in the rotation and to try to earn playing time, because once a coach is in a system and player are established, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard for a guy, to even find his way in the mix, unless you're just a freakish athlete, And I think with the new staff, we got a lot of guys who's gonna get a fresh start, and I think a lot of guys are looking forward to it.
So do you think there might be more competition, legitimate competition this spring than if there hadn't been the changes?
Oh, absolutely. I think the competition level is gonna be very high this spring, just because guys are trying to prove themselves for a new staff.
Do you just off the subject with I don't know if you paid any attention to this rule, the slow down rule that slow offenses down? What's your thoughts on that change?
We don't really play too many teams. We don't really play too many teams with too much high tempo, but I think it's me being a defensive guy. I think it's gonna be good. So we can get lined up and play football, So I'm cool with it.
Well, it's not. When y'all played, I think like Clemson, Missouri, they like to speed it up. How often was it an issue with not being able to sub in guys that you wanted?
It's a tremendous issue, because you got guys out there winded, and then with winded guys, you got guys trying to come out, you got plays trying to come in, you got people trying to get lined up. It's very difficult, So with that new rule, like I said, I'm all for it.
It got tabled. It's not going to happen. So.
Oh well,
Did they take it off?
But yeah,
Auburn might be the only team y'all played that really went that fast.
Yeah. I agree, but since it's off the table, we got to find a way to get lined up and go play football.
What's your goal for spring practice? Do you have any goals that you want to set for spring?
Just get better as a player first, and learn the system, get my feet wet with the system and try to learn as much as possible, to get ready for when fall camp starts and the season come around.
Okay.
As you look back on last season,